and we can pay the rest out of that. It's the only thing that we got coming out of that bond that's in addition to the streets. So,
before you move on, can you clarify on the CDBG money, is that then redirecting it from what we normally spend on the streets?
no, it has nothing to do with the streets at all, or what we normally do. It's a totally different...
Incremental new money, not money we normally get.
No, that's just new money that we don't normally get, and it's only when you can justify it, it's for COVID-related situations. And with the expansion of the fire department being full-time and the fact of all the COVID cases that they do go out on their medical with, it makes it where it would qualify.
So that's why you chose that piece of the building project?
Yes, sir.
To use those funds for as opposed to the other pieces?
Yeah, now the other piece, under the Rescue Act, I do have the roof and stuff like that, which I can do because I'm not getting funding from it anywhere else. I'm not getting it under CDBG. Those, CDBG and the Rescue Act are both federal. I can't use them both for the same thing. So, I mean, the budget, of course, is like any budget. It's subject to changes, but, I mean, I can go through, most of them I presented last time, and have plugged in the actual figures for them. It does include having the duct work done, which they're going to do this Saturday. It does not include that's just cleaning the ducts. You know, we had talked about putting a system in there, but right now we're still looking at that. So, you know, I do have that in this budget, but based off their figures, but we have not approved that aspect of it. And it does include the broadband internet upgrade that we're doing with our police department. And I figured it out, of course, over the 3-year period and deducted half and half since I got 2-year budget before you. And the other thing, I still have some contingency set back for future project, which in this year would be $66,734. Next year is $22,448. And Councilman Chisholm had recommended that we consider raising that economic impacts to $50,000, so I did $25,000 a year. And then the public health expenditure, we know that is the duct work, and also on the quarantine. And the rest of it is, okay, the premier pay for the first responders at $500. I never got a for sure if that's what you wanted to do. If you did, that was $19,000. And the total came to, each year we get $945,303, revenue $945,303. So it's a balanced budget right now, what I'm producing. And if you had a chance to get bored by reading my memo, you would see how I did each one of them.
So, Marvin, could you clarify, I thought you said you weren't including the purification system. It looks like it's in the 51.
Well, it is in the 51. I have it in there. I just haven't approved having it installed. We haven't picked a company yet to do that.
So it's your intention to spend that?
Yes, it is. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So everything on the list you're intending to spend?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just misunderstood your previous comment.
Marvin, how does, on the public health negative economic impact, we're helping with the rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, how are we gauging that? I mean, are people applying to the city for that?
We're going to have them apply to the city because you're going to have to prove it. We're going to have some kind of small committee or something that is going to decide what's eligible and what's not. You can't just let everybody walk in and say.
Right. Well, we know that we had businesses that were hurting when they got shut down, obviously, so I'm assuming this works commercial and residential, and then...
It does. It's for both.
I know, talking with some of the other cities down there, that's what they kinda did, was people would apply, and they would look at the bill and see what the circumstances were, and, I mean, they just had to make a judgment.
Right.
But if they're, one or both of them got laid off and, they're having trouble paying, in our case, it'd be the water bill, I guess, because we can't take care of electricity or...
No, just the water bill and, yeah.
But, same way with, mortgage and, utilities, rent. I just wondered how you got with that, if that number is high or low, or compared to, if we have an unknown right now.
No, it's an estimate, I'll be honest, it's just an estimate.
So, but I don't understand some of your comments, because this would be broader than just water bill, right? I mean, it's any
Yeah.
utility.
Yeah,
So, my bigger concern, is how we're gonna put together a program to fairly distribute the funds in a small city. If there was a time through the county where they're already doing this, that our people could apply to and we could fund it, with systems and regulations.
I can talk to
We're
Tarrant.
accused of playing favorites, sort of no matter what we do in a small.
I can talk to Tarrant County, because it's gonna be best to do it through them, because they have the committee that can research all this. We don't have the man or woman power for this.
And I think it's probably,
But to set the money aside for now is not a problem, if that's what you're intended to expend it on.
I think that's what we discussed, is trying to help where we could. On the fiber internet, is that just the service itself, or the internet, or does that include all the hardware and stuff?
No, that's just the service.
We can't use any money to buy any servers or whatever that we might need to upgrade the microphones and stuff like that.
I added that in there too, I have that in here about the microphone upgrade.
Okay.
It's under, infrastructure, virtual systems.
I think we really need to have a conversation about this fire department thing.
it also,
$500,000 or more is quite a big chunk, basically to rebuild that building over there. I would be more inclined to see if we get that grant or not. I know we got some time before we have to spend that money, but that's...
And where did that budget figure come from? Is that just a total guesstimation, or?
For what?
For the fire department?
Go ahead, Chief Shelley.
The budget came from an architect that put the drawing, the budget, everything else together for us pro bono as a favor to me, to give us a starting point to work from. The project is either we do it or we don't do it. We can't do part of it because there's not enough space in the existing living quarters to install a bathroom without closing off the existing door that we use to get out to the truck bays, which means another door has to be added somewhere else in the building, which gets into extensive renovation, adding support beams and so forth to hold up everything when you start cutting into walls. So the project is an all-in. At $565,000, it's literally 10% of what it would cost to build a fire station today that would be adequate for the long term. Keep in mind, please, that the fire station was never intended to house firefighters 24 hours a day. It was built to have a couple of offices, a bathroom, and a room for people to meet in on Monday nights for training. That's all it was ever intended for, and we have piecemealed that building in that area as much as we can to make it work. But having 4 people sharing one bathroom, having to stay soiled after a fire